Hello and welcome to a shop video. Most of you that have followed this channel for a long time, you know when we've been gone racing and we get a little bit of time off, something's going to be happening right here at the old home shop. I am actually filming with a GoPro, which is different. I don't know where I was fixing to say, but what are we going to be doing at the shop on this little off time? It's Dentley time. So Dentley's on the old bin pack. You will notice I've got two 2x6s actually under all four corners, and what we are doing is preparing for new shoes. We have right here a brand new set of Mickey Thompson 34 13.5 16Ws. You can see right there, Clay M. Have I wore the shoes out on Dalton? Thinking about you, buddy. On Dentley, I have not. They are being taken off because I bought them in 2018. It was one of the first things that we bought for Dentley when the transformation started at Lutz Race Cars. So, after our couple of trips to the racetrack, we had traction problem when we turned the boost up, and with recommendations from Mickey Thompson and a lot of chats with Dallas Glenn, Nicky Bobby, aka Nick Taylor, we pretty much figured out one of the problems very well could be the tires are just too old. 2018 models. If it wasn't a heat index of 112 today, I might actually take this thing outside and just smoke what's left of them out. But it's too hot. I don't want to do that. You can probably hear the air condition. It is got its tongue hanging out trying to keep it cool in here. So what I'm gonna do though is measure the ride height of Dentley right now, start the process of changing the tires. I'll take you along on that. It is a double bead lock weld Delta 1 on here, 16x16, and I'm rambling. Let's go to work. Again, sorry about the noise, but I'm keeping the air condition going. It's hot. Wanted to stop the time lapse for just a moment and talk about the Weld Delta 1. This is the same wheel that we run on the top fuel car, with the exception of how it mounts on the rear. But what is so cool about this wheel, you can see it's got this funnel shape. It is freaking light as can be, and it's super strong. So most wheels have a bolt-in center. The part that actually attaches to the hub, the rear end housing, whatever you want to call it, is bolt-in, which means it has to be built really beefy and has to have an area to bolt in. Where you can see this is all one-piece construction. This thing is super light, super strong, and I absolutely love them. Now, one of the things different about this wheel versus the top fuel wheel, you see this one has studs. The top fuel wheel does not. It's just got inserts and bolts because we change tires so often. These studs and the nuts are titanium, so they're super light. It's actually lighter than the top fuel wheel, but the studs make it difficult getting tires off and on. Although you saw me whoop that tire right off, I was kind of surprised. That's a quick rundown. Super light, super strong Weld Delta 1. This is a 16x16 that we run on Dentley. The tires that we're about to put on, the Mickey Thompsons I talked about earlier, they are considerably smaller than the Mickey Thompsons that we took off. But traction's what we're after. I'm going back to work. Wanted to hop right back in here before I start mounting and point out a couple things. One, I just FaceTimed my buddy Britt Cummins, and these dots, which they are on both tires, they need to face the same direction. So in other words, they need to go, so one set of dots will be on the outside, one on the inside. I know we have to do that on the Top Fuel car. I couldn't remember. It's been a long time since I mounted a set of Mickey Thompsons. The next thing I'm going to do is, before I mount them, when tires are made, they've got little bits of rubber kind of hanging off. You can maybe see that. Anyway, I'm going to take a razor blade and just cut around it. I'll do that. Then after that, I'm going to take Dawn soap and literally wipe inside the tire on the sidewall all the way around, top to bottom, because I don't want the tires to leak down. They will leak slowly. The Dawn soap really seems to help that. They're drag slicks. They're not road tires. Dentley obviously sets a whole lot, so I don't want it to go flat from setting. Sidewalls, you can see, are super thin. That's why occasionally they get little leaks, and it's just coming out the sidewall. There's nothing wrong. You could put tubes in them, but I don't want to do that. I don't like using tubes. It changes how the tire works. All right, partner, you know what time it is. Let's go back to work. Let's go. A little side-by-side comparison. I don't even know if I said this. So the ET Street R is a 34 18.5 by 16, and of course we put the Mickey on, and I was a little worried because this tire is 34 13.5 16W, and side by side they really, let me move this tape out of the way. With measuring, this is slightly shorter, the tire we're putting on. By the way, this tire is known as a Little Bubba, and this is a DOT tire, meaning street legal, which it just, I'm told, is kind of a big Bubba with just these slots cut in them. And I was worried the truck was going to look funny. Yes, looking at it this way, you can see the ET Street does look a little bigger and fatter in the sidewall, especially if you're looking at the sidewall below. My concern was Dentley was going to look like I put a small tire on it. I know that's a long way from a small tire. All you small tire people, all you Jimmy Dalers, don't light into me for saying that, but it just had the appearance that the ET Street was so big. I called Jimmy Dale about this too, by the way, this tire, and he basically said, I don't know nothing about them big old tires, but he told me to call Nick Taylor, so that's what I did. All right, comparison, I'm happy. If it's a little shorter, I'm okay with it. With the gear bender overdrive, we'll still be able to drive it, no problem. And it will give it a little more first gear, which, if it hooks, gives us more ET, more first gear ratio. All right. Well, we got both of our Delta 1s and Mickey Thompsons mounted up. Talked about this a little bit, I think, already. So now we've got to check rollout. So essentially all you do is get yourself a cloth tape and roll it out just like that. After you have aired up the tire to the desired pressure for this check, and you just roll her on out there. I'm not doing a good job, I'll tell the truth. You get a measurement. I got to do this with two hands on both, and then you will determine which is the smaller tire. And believe it or not, you can pump up the smaller tire and stretch it out. You want them On the top fuel card, we try to be less than 1/4 inch of rollout difference. We'll try to do the same or even closer for Dentley here. Let me get these rolled out and we'll talk about it a little more. Got them both rolled out, and I'm gonna tell the truth, these things are pretty dang close. So this tire, 107 7/8. This one, 107 3/4. And no more than that is, it could simply be me not having the tape exactly in the center of the tire. So we're good to move on to the next step, which is just put them back on the truck. It is way too hot out, but I can't stand it. We're going to take Dentley for a little ride. Maybe put some heat in them brand new Mickeys. Let's cruise Drummond's a little bit before we do that. Sure, if y'all heard that big old pop. I don't know if that was the wastegate popping off. Everything seems to be fine. Looks like all of our charge tubes are still on. Huh. To tell the truth, it scared the crap out of me, whatever it was. Still got good oil pressure. I don't know. I think we're good. So I just drove another couple miles. Everything seems okay, but my memory's kicking in about busting open the intercooler. I wonder if that's just what happened. We'll roll back in the shop and take a look. I hope it was just the wastegate popping open. I don't know. If y'all have followed along, you've seen me repair the intercooler twice. Might have got it again, I'm not sure. Yeah, I got a feeling that's what happened. Yep, that's exactly what it did, y'all. Dadgummit. Can you see right here? Can y'all see that? That's the intercooler popped open. Guess we gotta fix it. If you're mean to your hot rod people, stuff's gonna break. You might as well just be prepared to work on it over and over and over again. It's part of the fun though, right? Whew, it's hot. Dentley, oh Dentley. Let's get out of here and take a poop. Yeah. Dentley, this was not the answer I was looking for from you. Oh, doggone it. Now we got to take the intercooler back out. I don't know how many times that'll be. More than I care to count. We done got Dentley stripped all naked here. I done this a few times, so unfortunately, got a little practice. All right, there it is. Looked like a big mouth that opened up. We didn't need it to. I don't know. All I do know is we will haul this thing to Mr. Mike Abbott, Steel Rose Metal Co. He'll stitch her up. We'll put some braces on here. We'll do something. I think the shape of this thing, it just oil cans. It's a lot of places for it to kind of move, and the material's plenty thick. So, I know. Y'all will be blasted with comments. Should have done this, should have done that. But that's okay. That's why I love you. You guys tell me what you think, and I appreciate it. Some of it I listen to. Some of it I think's not the right answer. But we've been through this before, and when we doubled the thickness on the other side, cured it. Luckily, nothing's hurt other than that. Well, here I am. We've been here many times before with Mr. Mike Abbott, Steel Rose Metal Co. Before we even get to this, man, you have always got the coolest stuff going on. I spotted the Oldsmobile over there. That's pretty cool. Yeah. What's going on with that?
That car's been built for a while. Our buddy Ricky Neal is who lettered that thing, and it's actually, don't tell nobody, but it's got an LS. Ah. And Greg, that thing got a 5 or a 6 speed in it?
5 speed.
5 speed. So it's LS with a 5 speed. That's Mr. Greg Bourne. And Joel over there.
Yeah, over hiding out.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting work, making everybody be quiet. Exactly. All right, Mike, what are we doing? We've been here, done this twice before. And
we have. So,
and this is not your fault, by the way, because this is the flip side of the intercooler this time.
Yeah, I don't care to explain. I'll take blame. I don't care. But we added all of this.
Yep.
And reinforced all of this to keep the top from popping off, because that popped off a couple of times. So I guess we're going to continue that same thing and basically reinforce all of this. The only tricky part is the couple of bungs, but it cracked in the side, so we'll reinforce the side and overlay all of this to reinforce it, and hopefully we can get more than 7 psi boost. So we'll see.
Yep. Okay, so y'all got to go check out Steel Rose Metal Co. on YouTube. I kind of forced you into doing some YouTube.
Yeah. Clay's the reason why we do YouTube. He told me I had to, so I've been giving it my best effort.
Your stuff is great. Thanks. You guys go check it out for sure. And I'm going to wrap up this episode of Dentley Burnout. New shoes, tire problems, not tire problems, boost problems. Boost problems. Boost can cause problems.
That's right.
And I've already said in here, if you're going to be mean to your hot rod, you're going to work on your hot rod.
That's exactly right.
But that's what we do.
Yeah, makes it fun.
It does. Appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing, sharing. See you in the next one. It'll probably be from right here.
The next time.
The next time. Boom.